And then I'm going to finalize here this with um, this last piece of how do we invite you into this? And that's going to be this Hylo network. So this is also a community of practice. So you'll see how that works in a second. So what we're launching is a Circular Seattle network. And within the network, you'll be able to build communities. And this is any community. Right now, today, we're going to talk about food. But anybody on the network can then launch a different one. So someone can launch circular textiles. Someone can launch, whatever, circular products, whatever. And within that, you'll see projects and events. The other piece of that is this platform allows us to let anybody lead. So right now we're just kind of starting this, project and helping people kind of get going, but eventually people can start leading them themselves. And so this is kind of moving beyond Facebook, beyond LinkedIn, and allowing people to build one network together. And so let me show you what that is. Before I move on and get into Hylo, does anyone have questions or need any more clarifying? Okay. So I'll see, I guess people are actually tracking. So here's our Hylo network, and I'll launch that in a second, but this is connected to our mapping, who is doing food and soil and packaging work. And so, like I mentioned, the first network that we showed you was very confusing, very complex. But now, if we launch a Circular Seattle network, all those projects I showed you before, all of these are now on our Hylo page. And so they're, I don't know why it's not loading the last one that just came up. Okay, so here is that, build out communities on Hylo. And so people can actually look at this and join it or leave the project. And so we can actually, build different projects together. Here are all these other projects. Here's the Global Fair, the 2030 project. And so you can join this as well. And so I'm a member, Debbie's a member as well. Here's the Visioning and Backcasting project. Here's the Kumu map. And this one's specifically focused on food. So these are just different projects that are on here. So how this works is you can literally just post a discussion and you can talk to people. You can actually request materials or request something. You can offer something. And then you can even put resources on here, like a cherry tree, or I've got extra this or extra that. This is a relatively new project, Hylo, but they are building a map feature as well. So anything that you say, let's say you say there's a cherry tree on here, you can actually say where it's located and people can go find it on a map as well. The network then, so I'm going to invite you all to this network actually, but first I'm going to show you the food and beverage. So within the network, we have different communities. So this is the main network, that was that umbrella. And now we have two main communities. One is food and bev, and the other is the Seattle Community Hub. So I'm going to go to the food one. And so I started a food one here, and it's just started, and we've got a few members. So I'm going to actually invite everyone on this call to join. So in the chat, you will be able to get this link, and then you will have to sign up. And what we're hoping this group does is helps us build this first part of the network. So by posting, some things you're up to, maybe it's a project that you're doing and that you want help with. The main mission is that the goal is, are you working towards a circular economy? And what is it what part of the project are you working on that goes towards a circular economy? So that's kind of what we're hoping to do with the remainder of the time, is actually invite you to join and add stuff. And remember that there's this ability to tag things. And so we're trying to make sure that we're being consistent on how we tag things. So thinking about the circular economy model and how it might work with reuse or repair or compost. Um, so when you think about tagging things, think about things through the circular economy lens as well. Um, Maybe we should post that diagram on here as well, but we can help. And the goal is to also have, the last piece I'll show you is there's going to be community leaders here. So within this, the community leaders help guide the conversations and make sure people understand how to navigate it. So the goal is, if we get this right with food, then we can move on to another category, and we can build textiles, and then we can build whatever, you know. And the beauty of this is decentralized. Somebody else can just start one.